Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year and welcome to the forecast, the first one of 2025. I'm your match night host, Aidan Millen, and I'm joined by your Storm TV commentator, Max Artis. And tonight it is the Winter Classic, the Whiteout Night, where the Manchester Storm welcome the Sheffield Steelers. Max, how do you see tonight going?
Well, Sheffield have been on rocky form. They've been back and forth, winning games, losing games. They've looked shaky in periods. Tonight could go either way. I could probably see it going more than 60 minutes, though. We'll come to the predictions later on.
Don't get quite so far ahead of yourself. We will get to the predictions, but talking more specifically about tonight and coming into the game, obviously the Storm have had a massive uptick in form since the coaching changeover. We certainly look like a team that's very difficult to beat in this building once more, which is great to see. And, you know, going back to New Year's days of old, we've often given the Steelers a really tough time here, and I'm hoping for very much the same tonight. Going into ones to watch for the Manchester Storm, I'm thinking one guy who has to have a big game for us tonight is Joe Morrow. One of the changes we have seen since the coaching change has been we're getting a few more goals out of the defence. We're playing a bit more of a back-to-basics style where we are getting the zone time, we're getting the entry, we're getting somebody in front of the net. The puck's going back to the defenseman, and the defenseman are getting the shots away, and we're seeing that reflected in the stats. And for me, there's none better on that blue line than Joe Morrow. So I'm hoping for a big game from Joe. What are you thinking, Max?
For me, one to watch is Owen Griffith. I think over the last couple of games, he's really stepped up and shown his potential, and he just needs to get himself on the score sheet and be a little bit more active in the goal scoring and the assist columns. But I think he can do it tonight. I'm going to put my name on the line and say Owen Griffith is going to have a bit of a standout performance in this game tonight.
And I want to watch for the Sheffield Steelers. It'll be interesting to see how Matt Greenfield does tonight, because I do believe this is his first game in the Storm shelter so far this season, as he had injuries earlier on, and then there was other selection decisions made at the time of the games that we previously had here. Obviously, one of the best goal attenders in the Elite League, as we all know. But again, this building can do funny things to netminders. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in his first game here this season. How are you thinking, Max?
For me, it's the danger man the other night for the Sheffield Steelers. Scored all 4 of their goals. Miko Jusula, he's going to be a threat, but let's see if the scale of ice is the factor tonight. I think he was able to use his speed quite a lot in the game in Sheffield. He won't have that luxury here tonight, so let's see if the Storm can crowd him out and not give him the looks that he had in the game back in Sheffield.
Now going into score predictions. Somebody just said to me on the way into the ring today, 6-4 to the Storm. And given the goal feast that we had in the 2 games with Guildford in the last week, I'm happy to go with that, to be honest. 6-4 to the Storm, an entertaining game, 10 goals. That'll do me quite nicely. What do you think?
I think it's going to be something along them lines. I was thinking 4-4, and then anything can happen in overtime and a shootout, as we know. I'm going to stick with that 4-4 and see what happens in overtime. I'm not going to put a slight either way because it is a full toss-up. We saw what happened against Nottingham. That was a fantastic game, and in the space of 10-15 seconds they scored a goal. So yeah, a real coin toss come overtime, but 4-4 game and then Storm to close it out, hopefully.
And that's it for the score predictions. But before we go, I'd just like to point out, everybody in the ring tonight, you will see, of course, white towels on all of your seats. They're provided to us by one of our sponsors, Evolve. It is Winter Whiteout, and we do want to see you waving those towels, and we'll be loud and proud all night. It's going to be a great night, as always, here on New Year's Day in the Storm shelter, and we hope you have a great one with us.